Chauvin's asking the Minnesota Court of Appeals to take one of three actions: toss his conviction and get a new trial, reverse the result and order a new trial in a new venue, or order Chauvin to be sentenced to a lesser punishment. Joining me now is Jack Rice, a St. Paul, Minnesota-based criminal defense attorney who has followed this case closely. Jack, thanks for coming on the program. Appreciate it. All right, so of the arguments that they're making, which one do you think is the most serious, and how important is it?
It's a great point, Dan. When we think about this, there's a couple of things. The judge didn't sequester these guys, the jury. And one of the things that they saw was the city council made an agreement. They paid the Floyd family $27 million and made it public, basically saying, this happened, we're sorry, we apologize for this officer killing this guy. Now, think about that from the perspective of a potential jury. In addition, remember the Kim Potter case happened in the middle of that too. And because they weren't sequestered, all of that came at this very same jury. But you're right. The one issue that's really bothersome is this one juror who says he has no connection to George Floyd, no connection to any anything in the streets, any other events. And yet he comes out subsequently finding out that he's in Washington, D.C., wearing a shirt that says, "Get your knee off our necks." I mean, please. We all understand this might have been about voting, but is there any question to anybody on the planet about a knee on somebody's neck? And you all know, we all know what we're talking about. And in the end, that's the problem.
As a legal matter, though, the question will be, was he lying, right? The question will be, did he intentionally deceive the court to try to get on the jury, right?
Right. Well, it is, but I think it's even higher than that, because in the end, what the jury is going to decide and what the Court of Appeals will decide doesn't make any difference, right? Is this a mistake? Is this a foul? But no harm, no foul, because that's really what they frequently do. I mean, my problem with it, Dan, in the end is this. I teach not just trial advocacy, but rule of law all over the world. So I've taught, across Africa, Eastern Europe, even in Russia. And the thing is one of the things we talk about is about systems that we want people to believe in, a system that works. And if there's a perception amongst some that there was a ringer in the jury that drives it one way, that's a problem.
Yeah, and I think your other point is a fair one. I mean, look, everyone was concerned about what the reaction would be to the jury's verdict, right? I mean, the authorities were preparing for the worst, which was riots in the streets, et cetera. And you make the point that the jury was not sequestered. That is not typically an argument that succeeds, right? The argument that, oh, there was unfair publicity. But this case did feel a little different. I'm not saying, therefore, he's going to win, but it's not a frivolous argument.
No, it's not. I don't think he's going to win. I think they are going to affirm this verdict. But I can tell you, I lived 10 blocks from where George Floyd was murdered. 9 minutes and 29 seconds. It was one of the most terrifying, horrifying videos I have ever seen. And the whole world saw this. I think what's most important is that people can look at this verdict and say, the system worked. We need the system to work on bad cases like these, and maybe even some of the closer, more difficult cases too. We've got to believe the system works or we're in trouble.
But part of the point you're making is to have that faith in the system, you have to look seriously at this juror who said that he hadn't been to any of the protests if you want to have that faith in the system.
That is the fundamental problem. And it's tough. It really is. But you've got to believe that all of these jurors are going to be unbiased. They're going to be fair. They're going to look at all of the evidence, and they're going to make a decision. If he walked onto this jury with the very intention of putting down Derek Chauvin, it's not just his decision, it's the impact that he potentially may have had on the other 11 jurors. And that really is that question. It's about having a fair system that works. It's something we all have to believe in. And if this brings it into question, it really does highlight something bigger.
So really quick, Jack, final thought. You think what % chance that he gets this overturned?
It's not going to be overturned. I would bet my house on it. The Court of Appeals is going to come back and affirm. They don't like to overturn a jury's verdict almost ever.
Jack Rice, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.